Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the birthday reading for number 7. So sevens, you are extremely wise, intelligent, analytical, sometimes referred to as mystics or sages. You're very introspective. You go within to seek knowledge and understanding. So yes, sevens, logical, reserved. So, your birthday number is going to support the energy of your life path number. Consider, numbers 1 through 9 like personalities, right? So, your life path is your main personality. And to support that, you can tap into the energy of a 7 to help you support your mission in life here on Earth through your life path number. Sorry, that was hard to say for some reason. Okay, first card out we have is Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. All right, sevens. So environment. Your environment at this point in time is important, right? We're talking about your physical body, the things you put in, the things you listen to, the things you watch, the things you eat, drink, things you say, think, so we're talking about your physical environment, but we're also talking about people and places and things. And so, as a 7, because a lot of your world takes place within, it's important for you to have the ability to separate yourself from the outside world and to kind of go into that solitude bubble to do the work that you need to do. And so the environment that you're in has to be conducive for you to be you. And you need time to go within and analyze. And so we'll figure out more, but it definitely says surround yourself with protective energy. So just, consider the environment, consider, the current state of you energetically, how you feel, what's been happening, how better can you protect, support, and nourish yourself. We have Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. And so this gives confirmation that any hardship, not any and all, but some of the hardships and struggles that you may have had to endure in life are really not a result of something you have done, karma. This could or is, as Spirit is saying, is a result of the family that you were born into. And so sometimes our lineage has accrued debt, karmic debt, or we have what we may feel like is a curse, a familial curse. And so there are certain things that happen continuously in generations that our family has not been able to overcome. That can be relationships like mother-daughter relationships, father-son relationships, mother-father. Um, you know, neglect, abandonment, addiction, abuse of all forms. And so think about what you were raised in, think about what you know about your lineage, and realize that you have a choice in the direction that your life grows. But it's very important that you put yourself around people and in spaces that encourage who you are becoming and not who you were or who they believe you are. It's really about you understanding the power that you have to create your life and to break curses. We have shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. And I'm really getting the feeling that I just hear you're not where you've come from, or you're not, just because you've come from them doesn't mean you're them. Something like that. I'm just kind of getting the sense that, sometimes people say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And that can be true, especially if we're talking about ancestral patterns. Now we understand why that's so easy to say. But you have a choice, and why. Spirit says you're a shapeshifter, 7. You may not know that you have the ability, but you should know, because we talked about 7s being mystics, because you're so intuitive and introspective. You just know your knowledge, your awareness, your insight, right? So you have the ability to transform. And when you step into this transformation, right? So You're putting yourself around people, places, and things that are good for you. They fill your bucket instead of taking from your bucket. They don't leave you empty, right? They fill you up. You're breaking ancestral patterns. And so the continuous cycles that you've gone through in your personal life, and also those that you've witnessed in your family, you have the ability to break those chains and no longer, be tied or slave or burdened or overwhelmed with that energy anymore. And it is through your ability to unveil your gifts and shapeshift that you realize that, like, you are a legit superhero. Like, you can conquer all of the struggles that you have been through. Now we have choose your path at the bottom of the deck, direction guardian. And like, there we go. It's like, listen, who do you want to be? You're going to work for the shadow. You're going to work for the light. Like, what are you going to do? You're on team, you're on the winning team, but it's about waking up and not believing that you are who others have told you were, right? And realizing that you possess something unique that others don't, but it requires you to make changes. It requires you to choose. It requires you to leave others behind. It may require you to walk alone for a portion of this path. But you have the ability to do it. Like, you're not in this space by mistake, and so, are you going to trust in what you know and your ability? And are you going to choose? Are you going to choose? First card out says, I believe I'm worthy of feeling good. And this is lining up with surround yourself with protective energy. And so, we talked about people taking from us, depleting us, not filling our bucket. And if we don't know that we are worthy of feeling good because we were never groomed or raised or really put in environments where we ever had the ability to feel good, we may not know that that's an option. But now this is an option. You are able to feel light and healthy and content and happy. It is okay to say, you are allowed to love yourself and feel good and smile. Life can be beautiful, and if that's what you desire, go for it. Go for it. And only put yourself in spaces and environments that confirm and affirm that, right? Next, we have, as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power toward what I want. So here, that's choose 2 times. Choose your path. So when Spirit says you need to choose your path, what does your path entail? It entails moving beyond your ancestral patterns. What happens when you move beyond these patterns? What happens when you make this choice? Spirit says, as soon as you choose to see the light, that means as soon as you choose to see that the patterns, the cycles that take place are in the absence of light. And if you can see that, that means you possess the light. If you notice something is without light and off and dark, you must have the light, and you're not seeing it, which is how you know it's missing. You know what I mean? And so as soon as you're able to see the darkness for what it is, right? And as soon as you're able to see the light that you have, you can redirect your power, your light into the dark spaces and really create the life that you want. But you have to choose. You can't ignore, you can't suppress, you can't act like you're not aware of things. Like, this is, in this moment, you are being called to act, right? And Spirit is saying, we're not gonna just tell you to show up and make a good choice because it's the right thing to do. No, we are going to empower you. We are going to arm you with spiritual gifts that can help you as you take this new step beyond all that has been. You you're the closer. Are you going to step up and close this thing? Are you going to allow these cycles, these ancestral patterns to stop, to end with you? That is your mission. Are you ready? Right? You want to feel good. You want to live a life of peace and contentment. You want to live a high quality, high vibrational life. You deserve it. And it's time for you to be the change that you wish to see. Very cliche, but that's literally fitting. It's fitting. Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. And so this shapeshifter, this transformation, this unveiling your gifts, maybe you are aware that new times are upon you. Maybe you are aware that you have to cross some type of threshold. You have to act. Maybe you realize that this is a point of no return. Right? And in the event that you feel blocked, like you don't have the energy, you don't have the know-how, when you just feel like something is stopping you from getting there, Spirit is saying that you need to vibrate in a way that reflects the fact that you appreciate this journey for what it is, not for what you wish it was, but you know what? Right here today in this moment, yes, it's a struggle, but I so appreciate this experience. Why? Because it attracts, it brings to me what I know I deserve. So if I'm not seeing it, feeling it, or sensing it now, it doesn't mean it's not available to me. I just need to appreciate that it's coming. It ain't here yet, but it's coming. I know this looks horrible, feels horrible, is painful, is too much to go through, but this is not the end and it will pass. So I always need to vibrate like I know that. No matter what I see or feel, I need to know that, right? So always appreciate everything, right? And so when Spirit brings you through this transformation to unveil your gifts, appreciate the fact that you have the gifts, they're being revealed to you, and that you have been given the ability to transform beyond the patterns of your family, of the cycles that you have lived continuously, many lives. Bottom of the deck, we have, I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. That's the appreciation, right? No matter what I'm going through right now, I can hold out until what is meant for me arrives, right? I can be patient. And patient doesn't mean waiting. It is how you wait, right? So patience means as you wait for what you know is coming, be appreciative. That's how you need to wait, right? The extra card that came out was winter. Take care of your needs. So as you go through this, you have to be a priority. Your energy, your well-being has to be a priority, because you are going to need all of you. You are going to need all of you, right? In sevens, you do a lot of work on the inside. The questioning, the analyzing, the seeking. You do a lot of internal work, and that takes energy. And so you need to put yourself around people, places, and things that are not taking from you, so that you can have the power, the force to get yourself through this transformation and really come out on the other side ready to go, right? With no doubts, no fear, no hesitation. All right, sevens. All right, so in the center of our 9-card tarot spread, we have the Page of Swords. Swords talks about communication, knowledge, learning, understanding, speaking, truth, right? And so a page is a youthful energy. And so Spirit is asking you or saying to you that, life, every time we get to a new space in life, we become a student again. So embrace the energy of a student. Realize that you are learning something new. Prepare yourself to be a student. Ask questions. Be inquisitive. Be excited about what you are being called to do. So when we're talking about moving beyond ancestral patterns, You need to be ready to learn how to do that. These are not things that may come naturally to you. So it may be something that you have to ask, you have to seek, you have to discover. You know, the beautiful thing is we have the Ace of Swords. So this is spirit giving you that information. But I think that you have to vibrate in a way that says, I'm ready to learn. I'm here. I'm a student. This is important to me. I choose this. And once you choose the path, once you choose the mission and accept that you are about to take on something that you haven't done before, Spirit gives you a gift, an ace. You know what? Spirit says, the choice you've made is right. We are going to give you a beginning. This beginning gives you clarity. It gives you truth. It gives you understanding. And so when you're walking this path, you're not walking blind. You are walking with awareness. You are walking with a connection to spirit where you can receive downloads and knowledge. But you have to be in the energy of wanting that. Right? You know, sevens, you're very intellectual and knowledgeable, but when we're talking about spirit, sometimes it's hard for things to be proven. And so faith, intuition, trust, the gifts that you have, especially intuition, you know, that is about being able to rely on that aspect, because sometimes, you know, spirituality isn't the most logical. But in order for you to accept the assignment that is currently being given to you, um, intuitively you can make sense of it all. And so by walking in the energy of the Page of Swords, being this student, choosing this path, spirit gives us clarity, downloads, and information. And then we have the energy of the Chariot. So Spirit says, as soon as you choose to see the light in the dark corners, right? In all the darkness that is happening, think about those ancestral patterns. Think about what you know about your family, your history. Think about that. When you can see the light in that darkness, you can put your power toward what you want. And so if we live in the downfalls of our family, then we're never going to be able to overcome them. But in order to break the pattern, we have to see the opposite that's also available to us. So are we going to repeat the pattern, or are we going to choose a different path? Once you choose this path and to see the light, it's almost like you have just jumped on top of this chariot, right? You are willing to go forward. We have two horses, one white, one dark. You know, that's the shadow and the light. You're willing to go forward, and you're willing to take all of you, all aspects of your journey, everything you've been through, the good, the bad, but you're also willing to embrace the good and the bad. You are unafraid. As a student, you just want to learn, and it's necessary for you to learn it all, not just that which makes us feel good, right? And so this is about, you know, forward motion. Once you take this path, it is an accelerated journey for you. Part of that is just because you are naturally inquisitive, and a lifelong student with the energies that you possess. Now, beneath the Page of Swords, we have the Five of Pentacles. You know, and this talks about feeling like something's missing. We don't have something, something's lacking. And so, you know, this shapeshifter energy, transform and unveil your gifts. It is when you step into the energy as this shapeshifter and accept all aspects of self and this transformation that you can be pulled out of this Five of Pentacles. And so this is about finally getting to a point in life where it's like nothing is enough, nothing's working, you know, nothing is unlocking that next phase. Everything takes us to the same point. Well, it is because spiritually you are changing and evolving. And so in order for your physical life to reveal itself to you, you have to step up in this spiritual advancement that you are being presented with at this time. Now, it is when you allow yourself to transform, that you are able to get out of the energy of the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands, it's about a journey that is ended. Now, in other decks, the 10 of Wands looks a little gruesome. We have a character on the ground, 10 swords in the back, obvious betrayal. You can't stab yourself in your own back. So those 10 swords came from others, most likely those that you were trusted. Those swords are long. You had to put yourself in close proximity to people. In order for betrayals or just situations in life. Maybe it wasn't, anyway, those swords are like life situations that left you pinned down, left you feeling restricted, stuck, like you were at rock bottom and couldn't go on. And so any situations like that in life were for your highest good, right? Because they were teaching you something. In order to put the light in the dark corners, you have to visit the dark. And so all of that was necessary, but this journey is ending. And this journey ends with Spirit giving you this download. As you travel, you're traveling because you have chosen the appropriate path. And so what picks you up from rock bottom? It is the Ace of Swords. It is the connection with the divine, assisting you in this new direction. And it is this new direction that brings you to the Six of Wands, victory, all eyes being on you. And when we talked about victory, we talked because your transformation has literally turned you into a whole new being. Look at the energy of the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, right? We have betrayal to success, fame, spotlight. And it is because you chose a path. You chose to be a chain breaker, a way shower. You accepted the journey. You realized that if you continued the cycles, you were only ever going to get the Five of Pentacles. You were never going to get the change, the freedom, the adventure, and the expansion that you want. But as soon as you realize who you are and embrace the energy of learning, Six of Wands is yours all day long. And we move into the Chariot, the progression, the fast, the speed, and then that takes us to the Magician. Then the Magician is about realizing that I can co-create this life. The divine has given me gifts to use. I can use them to create, to dream, to establish, right? At the bottom of the tarot deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And so this is a card of work. This is a card of hard work. Not hard but focused work, intentional work. Why? Because there's something that you are going to be able to show for it. You are creating abundance. You are establishing something. You're building something. And so this is about really understanding that this new path, these gifts, this transformation, it will take focus effort. It will. But realize that the highest good is coming to you. So be patient. Put the effort in. This Page of Swords, this student energy, this learning, this embracing knowledge, this really jumping into the idea of what ancestral patterns are. We have the Eight of Swords. This is about being in a mental prison. As you step into this role of the Page of Swords, you free yourself from all the confusion that came with the cycles and the situations that you experienced in life. The Eight of Swords is not knowing your strength, not knowing who you were. And when we're talking about putting ourselves in energy that protects us, if you put yourself around people, places, and things that vibrate low, that aren't awakened, that don't understand you as the divine knows you to be, then we will trap ourselves based on the beliefs and perceptions that others have about who we are. And so it's when we take this new path that we're choosing a new identity, a new version of self. Spirit is saying that, this download, this path at times may make you want to hold on to what you knew, to what was comfortable, to what you believed would have protected you or given you a sense of security. So think about work. So this Four of Pentacles is holding on to something. an aspect of your work life could be shifting. And so, you opening up to this new version of self, maybe you have a new pursuit that you are manifesting as the magician. You have a whole new life that you want to live. You just want life to look different. And so maybe it requires you to work differently, to work in a certain way, to have a whole new job. Nonetheless, you want to put yourself in environments that show you that you are worthy of feeling good. It may require that you let something go, people, places, and things go. That may be what you're called to do in order for you to really focus and work in the direction that you are being called to at this moment. Sevens, I hope something in here was helpful. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.